Hello, my loves. Welcome into this reading for those who have Mercury in the sign of Aries for the Aries Solar season. If you haven't already watched the introduction to this Aries Solar season, you want to learn more about those energies at play, the link is in the description and popping up on YouTube. So the planets in our astrological story represent what? And the sign that they're in represent how that what expresses. So the what of Mercury is communication and learning. So your communication and your learning express themselves through this archetype of the ram, through the qualities of enthusiasm, generosity, sparkiness, courageousness, and independence. So this is energies that are present within your communications. So Aries is a fire sign. So when we have fire or air in our Mercury, it makes us very quick when it comes to our learning, when it comes to our understanding. We pick up things very quickly. Okay, you might be someone who likes to pick up a lot of different things all at once, or just like keep jumping from thing to thing, because that's kind of that spark energy of the Aries vibration. You may also find that you're very enthusiastic when it comes to learning. You might just like to dive into everything all at once. I have a fire Mercury. It's in Sagittarius, and my fire Mercury really makes it so that I talk fast, I learn quickly, and I actually sometimes get frustrated with people who don't learn as quickly, because the earth and the water Mercury signs learn very slowly. They'll probably never forget what they learn, and they'll understand it on a deep, deep level. But it's just something that I wanted to point out to you with your Mercury in a fire sign too, that you may have found frustration with the way other people learn throughout your life, and just to understand that it's likely they have a different Mercury energy around their learning, around their communication. They also might be slow talkers. Slow talkers could sometimes frustrate me too, and I know I frustrate my father, who's a slow learner and a slow talker, and I talk really fast, so he's constantly telling me to slow down so he can understand me. And that's just something that we get to learn as we start to embrace these influences and these energies in our lives. We get to understand what makes us unique and different than other people, and sort of be more compassionate about meeting other people where they are in their own learning and their own understanding. Okay. You may also find that you do kind of feel like a newbie when you're learning something, because the Aries is the new sign of the zodiac, right? The first sign of the zodiac. So it starts things as a baby, right? And so you may also have that experience when it comes to learning and communicating. You might feel like you try to communicate, but you may feel very, very young in your communication as well. These are just energies and archetypes that you may resonate with. Remember that as I'm talking about all these energies, it's up to you to understand how this really plays out in your life. I'm just trying to give you some of the archetypes, some of the energies, awarenesses, and understanding that are in play here. And then you get to play with those and determine and explore and discover how they play out for you. Forgot to mention in the introduction that it's a good time to spy on the solar Aries, those who are born March 20th to April 20th, because they're going to show you the qualities of this archetype, and they're going to kind of guide you in this area. So you can look at somebody and be like, wow, their birthday's during this time, they're solar Aries. I'm going to learn from how they shine when I feel like they're in their power. What am I learning from that? And how can I bring that into my communications and into my learning realm? Okay. That's going to be something fun that you can do. You can learn from the solar Aries. So for our reading deck and intention, for our reading intention, we are intending to find out how you're being called to act and thoughtfully respond through your communication and your learning. So let's get that advice. If you haven't already, close your eyes, called in your spiritual support team if that feels good to you, taken a few deep breaths, and opened your heart to receive the guidance most aligned for you at this time. I do recommend you do that. And we're going to find out what card is here for my Mercury Aries. You guys got the 10 of Cups. Love it. Such a bright and beautiful card. I'm going to read from this deck book just because this is the classic tarot, but there's some different nuances in this. in this deck, and I just want to read some of the nuances and understandings for you from this particular version. This card has the powerful energy of connected hearts, giant love, and devoted acceptance. Often seen as the one big happy family card, it is a giant yes for relationship and love and predicts your fairy tale ending. And hey, you get to decide what this soulmates and unicorns endings look like. Allow your heart's expansive energy to pour into all of your connections, including those with your community. In shadow, this card suggests that you need to look at how you feel about yourself within relationships. This wasn't in the shadow position, but that might have been relevant for somebody. If you are looking for a white picket fence in order to find happiness, remember that your joy will only come from inside out. By waiting for other people or better things to create your happiness for you, you undermine your own power to create feelings of love. Bring gratitude and generosity to your life every day. Focus on others and gift them your energy through time, kindness, and service. Oh, I love that. It's very, very beautiful. There's an affirmation here that I do recommend you write down and repeat. So here it is. Here we go. I live in a state of oneness by bringing harmony and love to my relationships. Hopefully you can pause this and read this clearly enough to write it down. Okay. I recommend repeating that affirmation in the morning and at night throughout the entire solar phase, just to help support you in affirming this message. So, my beautiful Mercury in Aries, what a great message. Act and thoughtfully respond through communication through the lens of showing up for other people, of being devoted to other people, of knowing that you create your own happiness and creating it from the inside out, and allowing yourself to devote to others, not so that they will give you happiness, but so that you can be happy through the act of giving. Okay. And how do you relate this to your communication realm? Well, it seems like you're going to be communicating a little bit more about how you feel about other people, letting them know where your emotions are, letting them know where your mind is, letting them know where you are in relationship to them. For me, what has been coming up a lot, I don't have this alignment, but what has been coming up to communicate a lot to my family, particularly, is how grateful I am for them. And it can be challenging at times, more challenging than it really should be to like tell somebody something good, but I find a lot that with my family and with my partner, I've been expressing joy and gratitude and just, really loving on my life the way that it is. Yeah, there are imperfections. Yeah, there's things that I wish would be different, and I'm dreaming of this happily ever after to come, right? But I am so happy in this moment. I feel like I'm living this happily ever after more and more every moment of every day. And my job is to communicate that to other people, to let them know what it is that I am experiencing and how happy I am with the energies in play and with what I get to do. And then learning how you can devote to the people in your family, biological family, chosen family, doesn't matter. But yeah, really learning how you can offer up that gift of devotion in a way that makes you feel lit up and in a way that isn't trying to get validation from the people in your family, but really is motivated by your open heart and your willingness to serve. So Aries is the initiatory energy, right? So these are conversations you're going to have to start. You're going to be the initiatory force in this area, and you're going to have to ask people, how can I help? Or maybe even offer a way to help. Hey, I'm willing to do this for you. Does that feel aligned, right? Obviously still giving them the choice, but even giving them the option. I notice that for me, a lot of times I'll be like, well, let me know what you need. And I think that's enough. But sometimes it's offering what it is that I'm willing to offer and letting them accept that or reject that, right? Not forcing someone to come up with what they need, because sometimes people don't know. or they're just too caught in their feelings of unworthiness to ask. So allow yourself to give people ideas of how you're willing to devote and what it is that you want to bring to the table. And then, of course, communicating with the people in your space how happy you are and recognizing that this happiness is coming from inside of you and continuing to affirm that you are your own creator of your own happiness and that you have all the power. So that internal communication, have your internal dialogue be about how happy you are and how what you're living right now is already an answered prayer that has come into existence, and really be present with that as you start to call in more. Okay? Let me know how this resonates. Let me know if you have questions. And as always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste.